Is Gorilla Tag getting worse? Even with them adding new things like the friend machine, the skateboard park, it could be because of the nostalgic feel. A lot of people think nostalgia is the reason why the game's getting worse. Is they don't have the feeling of nostalgia. They don't have the feeling of joining this game, playing with their friends, just walking around, talking. No mechanics like ropes or zip lines even being in the game. A lot of people think that means it's getting worse. I honestly think it's getting better. I'll dive deep into that all of this video. So let's get into the video and I'll be explaining everything about why people think it's dying. And is it nostalgic? Is it just nostalgia? Or is it actually getting worse? Overall, when people say the game's getting worse, that's entirely wrong. I think they're just remembering the times of when they were younger, playing this game with their friends, and they were having a good old time, but now it just feels a bit different because they're getting older. They have to have more responsibilities and can't play this game as much as they used to be able to. And one day I'll feel like that. One day you might feel like that if you haven't already experienced that in this game. And that's also a big reason why people think that this game is dying, that it's not as good as it used to be. But it actually is better than it used to be. Maybe not with nostalgia or just bland and simple, but they actually made this game better by adding more mechanics like skateboard. Or this game, if it never got an update from its original version, this game would definitely not be near as big as it was today. And it wouldn't have ghosts, it wouldn't have YouTubers like me and J-Man Curly, Elliot. It wouldn't have you would probably not be playing this game. That's how important updates are. And a lot of people think that updates can be bad at sometimes. Sure, the update may bring a bad feature, but overall updates are better. They help change the game and make new content for players. And honestly, I think the new Gorilla Tag is better than the old one. I've personally not played much. Sure, it is nice if I would go back to the summer update and walk around where I used to, and I wasn't near as good as I was at the game before, but the thing is, this game's getting more and more competitive as people get better and better. When you start off the game, all you have to do is just run around and talk with your friends. But now, if you go into infection lobbies a lot, then people are toxic now. It's just the reality of games. They slowly die out. This game has been out for 4 years. That's why I have this badge. It's been out for 4 years. The game is slowly dying. I do agree with that, but I do not agree with that Gorilla Tag is dying or not getting enough updates and losing popularity. It is losing a tiny bit popularity, but not a significant amount, and it's not getting worse. And recently they've been adding a lot of stuff. Like they've added a skateboard map. They've added a bit more better textures. They've added gorilla mouth moving. And people say it's getting too complex. They're adding too much details. And it's just not getting fun anymore. It's fun only for that bit when you're exploring the part of the new update or whatever. It's just not as fun as walking around talking to your friends while running around in like a canyon, old canyons. And that's partially have to do with nostalgia, because people think that old things are always better because they just remember it and want to feel the memories that they used to have, and they can't really do that if the game keeps updating and never stays the same. That's why, and people just don't like change. Like, people hate change, and not even just in games. In general, people hate change. They hate when things change, and that's why they hate that Gorilla Tag is like this now. They love the old Gorilla Tag, but now it's just like this. It's all complex. It's not much more complex, but it's definitely more than, per se, the first day of this game launching. There wasn't even a gazebo. It was very, bland. There's only one map, the forest map. And people liked that. They didn't think this game had to have much mechanics. But then Lemming, the creator, started adding all of these mechanics. And it started getting overwhelming to players. They loved it for the first couple days that the mechanic came out. But then it just got too boring. There was too much stuff to do. And then after you did all the stuff, the game was just nothing. They completely ruined it for some players. Whoa. Sorry to interrupt this video, but do you want to be in a video with me? Well, then if so, and you want to be in events with me, join my Discord down below. It'll be in the description, the first link in the description, and back to the video. The reason why it didn't have to be so complex is the game wasn't supposed to be to see the limits of VR and graphical. It was just to show, like, people that this game is just the community. The community drives this game. And sure, the updates do help with stuff, but it's mainly the people that are inside this game that help the game grow. Without YouTubers or people saying about ghosts, this game would probably be dead by now, and people would be playing it. I would not even exist on this game. I would not be talking to you guys right now. Gorilla Tag isn't getting worse, it's actually getting better, but for some people it's getting worse because nostalgia, and nostalgia really overtakes your mind, makes you remember the good old days when you would get home from something and play with your friends, and now you can't do that as well because maybe your friend stopped playing the game, maybe it stopped becoming as fun, and you can't do the things that you used to do. Well, that's why people think the game's getting worse. It's not getting worse. It's only the nostalgia's getting worse. You cannot have what you used to do, just walk around and talk with your friends without a mini games kid or a toxic kid saying something to you bad. And that's why this game is getting worse to some people. But in reality, it isn't, and at least in my opinion, it's getting better. Now, sure, I do wish I would go back to the old days, but in overall, this game is getting better every single day. Lemming's adding new stuff. He added so much new maps, like the skateboard, everything, and he's revamping the skateboard map soon after I post this video, or it might have already happened, depending on when I post this video. He's adding so much more content, and people keep giving him hate. They're saying he's making the game worse. In reality, it's just nostalgia blinding them. And that's the reason. It's just nostalgia. People think the game's getting worse when it's not. So that's why people think it's getting worse. It's just the nostalgia of them playing this game blinding them. They cannot see that the game's actually getting good. And sure, I want to go back. Maybe other people want to go back to when they first started the game just to experience it. But in real honesty, we have to prepare for the future, not the past. The past has already happened. You cannot control it. Now, prepare for what's happening now and the future. And I hope I'll see you in the next video. And consider subscribing down below. And I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.